Hey everybody, Rebecca here. Today is 11/14/2025. The time is 3:42 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have a news item which I thought I'd share. Border Patrol is going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina. The operation is called Charlotte's Web, and they're saying that it could last about a week. With confirmation coming on Thursday, U.S. Border Patrol agencies will be deployed to Charlotte. In a November 13th release, the Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office said the sheriff was made aware on November 12th that Border Patrol was coming to Charlotte area as soon as Saturday, November 15th, or early part of next week. In that release, the sheriff's office said specifics about Border Patrol's operation was not immediately given. Sources stated that the operation in Charlotte would be relatively short and could last about a week. Another operation is also reportedly in the works for New Orleans, Louisiana. Per the details obtained, the operation in Charlotte has been named Charlotte's Web. Border Patrol Commander Gregory Bavino is also expected to participate in the Charlotte operation, as well as the one reportedly planned in New Orleans. Border Patrol is planning to come to Charlotte, and both times officials have sent back the same response that they are stating every day DHS enforces the laws of the nation across the country. We do not discuss future or potential operations. Like the Mecklenburg County Sheriff, city leaders also did not specify the Border Patrol's plans. We still don't know any details on where they may be operating and to what extent, Charlotte Mayor V. Lyles posted online Thursday evening. There continues to be rumors about enforcement activities, and I would ask everyone to refrain from sharing unverified information. Doing so creates more fear and uncertainty when we need to be standing together. Lyle said the Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Department was not involved in federal immigration activities, and in the November 13th release, the Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office said it had also not been asked to participate. Leaders are reacting to the Border Patrol news. Congresswoman Alma Adams, who represents most of Mecklenburg County in the U.S. House of Representatives, released a statement in which she said she was extremely concerned about Border Patrol deployment to Charlotte. Charlotte's immigrant community is a proud part of the Queen City, and I will not stand by and watch my constituents be intimidated or harassed. Adams' statement read in part, everyone deserves to be treated with dignity, and what we have seen Border Patrol and ICE agents do in places like Chicago and Los Angeles, using excessive force in their operations and tear gassing peaceful protesters, well, that's debatable, threatens the well-being of the communities they enter. Those tactics and values have no place in the city of Charlotte or Mecklenburg County. Congressman Tim Moore, whose U.S. House district is just west of Charlotte, was more supportive of the Border Patrol operation. Congressman Moore supports efforts by the Department of Homeland Security to keep the community safe. A statement from his office read, he has full confidence in the federal law enforcement partners and appreciates their ongoing work to uphold the rule of law and protect the people of North Carolina. Charlotte City Council member Malcolm Graham was another leader who chimed in about the Border Patrol's plans. While details remain unclear, any such action raises serious concerns for the community. Charlotte is a welcoming, inclusive city that values trust between residents and law enforcement. Deploying armed mass federal agents into our neighborhood is not a way to build safer streets. It's a recipe for fear, confusion, and division. There is no evidence that Charlotte faces an immigration crisis or that such extreme measures are necessary. Graham argued that the deployment of Border Patrol in Charlotte appears to be more about politics than public safety. Our Latino and immigrant communities already contribute greatly to Charlotte's economic and cultural vitality, he said. Heavy-handed enforcement tactics will only disrupt families, harm local businesses, and erode the community trust we've worked so hard to build. We must be clear. Charlotte doesn't need or want federal agents conducting warrantless operations in our city. What we need is collaboration, compassion, and common sense, not fear-based politics. Charlotte should remain a place where everyone feels safe, valued, and respected. That's the city I believe in, and that's the city I will continue to fight for. And let's see what else we have. Border Patrol's plans are to expand Trump's immigration crackdown to Charlotte and New Orleans with armored vehicles and special agents. The Trump administration is planning to dispatch scores of Border Patrol agents to Charlotte and New Orleans to oversee immigration enforcement operations that could involve armored vehicles and special operations teams, according to an internal government document and U.S. officials. The Internal Department of Homeland Security preparations reviewed lists Charlotte and New Orleans as the next targets of President Trump's mass deportation campaign, like in Chicago and Los Angeles, which have seen highly visible and often controversial federal immigration arrests in recent months. Uninformed Border Patrol agents are expected to play a lead role in the operations in Charlotte and New Orleans. The planned Border Patrol operations in Charlotte, where an operations center is being stood up, is expected to start soon, as early as next week. Gary McFadden, the sheriff of Mecklenburg County, North Carolina, said Thursday he had been contacted by two separate federal officials confirming U.S. Customs and Border Protection personnel will be arriving in the Charlotte area as early as this Saturday or the beginning of next week. Border Patrol's focus is then expected to shift to New Orleans, where as many as 200 CBP agents could be deployed, according to sources in internal DHS documents. Armored vehicles, including so-called Bearcats, have been requested for both Charlotte and New Orleans, alongside special operations agents, the internal documents show. Internally, officials have dubbed the plan Charlotte's Web and Catahoula Crunch, in apparent reference to the children's novel and official state dog of Louisiana, respectively. Many of the Border Patrol agents deployed in the Chicago region earlier this fall, including outspoken Commander Gregory Bovino, are expected to participate in the upcoming operations in Charlotte and New Orleans. Two U.S. officials stated. CBS News was first to report last week that Bovino and most Border Patrol agents would be leaving Chicago and that they would be directed to locations like Charlotte. DHS Assistant Secretary for Public Affairs Tricia McLaughlin said the department does not discuss future or potential operations. Every day, DHS enforces the laws of the nation across the country, McLaughlin added. The plans illustrate the Trump administration's continued reliance on Border Patrol agents to carry out its sweeping nationwide crackdown on illegal immigration. While Immigration and Customs Enforcement is a federal agency charged with enforcing U.S. immigration laws in the interior of the country, the Trump administration has deployed teams of Border Patrol agents to Chicago, Los Angeles, and other places far away from the U.S.-Mexico border, where illegal crossings plunged to a 55-year low in the fiscal year of 2025. In both Chicago and Los Angeles, the operations by Border Patrol agents, in many cases personally led by Bovino, have come under scrutiny, sparking protests and tense confrontations with local residents who have denounced the agency's actions as overly aggressive. ICE officers and Border Patrol agents are all federal immigration officials with the same legal authority to arrest people suspected of being in the country illegally, but their operations typically differ in style and nature. While ICE has also aggressively expanded immigration enforcement across the country under Mr. Trump, its arrests continue to be, to a large extent, targeted operations driven by intelligence gathering and prior surveillance that typically target people in the U.S. illegally who have also committed crimes. In Chicago and Los Angeles, on the other hand, Border Patrol agents have conducted roving operations that are more indiscriminate in nature, targeting places like Home Depot, parking lots, and work sites they believe to be frequented by people who don't have legal permission to be in the U.S. The use of force that Border Patrol has employed against protesters has come under withering criticism, including from a federal judge in Chicago who imposed drastic limits on the ability of agents to deploy tear gas and crowd control tactics. Trump administration officials maintain agents have used the necessary force, citing instances of civilians interfering with operations or turning violent. The use of force that I've seen has been exemplary, the least amount of force necessary to accomplish the mission, Bovino stated last month. Republican Norman spoke on the Border Patrol's pending Charlotte arrival. I can't play his video. Okay, let's see if I can find that. Let's see if I can find more information here. Okay, so there's another one here. Charlotte leaders are blasting secrecy around the Border Patrol move into North Carolina. North Carolina's Governor Josh Stein said he had not heard from the White House regarding Border Patrol coming to the city on Wednesday, November 12, 2025. And on Tuesday, that Customs and Border Patrol agents in Chicago will soon depart for Charlotte and New Orleans. Local and state Democrat leaders gathered outside the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Government Center on Friday morning, demanding transparency from the U.S. Border Patrol agents who will be in Charlotte as early as this week. Elected officials said they were blindsided by the news, first reported by national news outlets earlier this week and confirmed by Mecklenburg County Sheriff Jerry McFadden Tuesday. Leaders say they still have received no explanation for why Charlotte was chosen, what the federal mission is, or how long agents might remain in the city. So that is what I have for you. For anybody in North Carolina, yes, they will be in North Carolina Saturday, Sunday, or earlier in the week. It's going to be interesting. I've been watching the news on this, and I should be worrying. I have a daughter who lives in Charlotte, and we'll see what happens. Anyways, just thought I'd do a real quick update. I hope you all are doing well today. Today is 11/14/2025, and we have what? Almost a week and a half until Thanksgiving. Woohoo! Anyways, you guys, that is an update. I just thought I would do a real quick update to give you guys an idea of what's going on. Please remember to tell someone you love them. Tomorrow's never promised. Make each day an adventure, and look out for your neighbors, your family, and your friends. All right, you guys, I love you. Remember to tell someone else you love them. Have a great day.